Welcome back to the channel. This week on the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener, we prep the garden ready for a red wind warning. We also top up the potato pots. We take a quick peek at how the Tayberry is going, and then we go out to the front border and we battle the thistles that are growing through my plants. Come potter with me in the garden. My name is Dawn and I am the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener. Good afternoon. Well, it is Sunday the 19th and it's lovely and sunny. We do have a nor'west blowing and I'm hoping that the wind won't be too bad on the recording. I do have the fluffy cover on top of the mic, so that's meant to reduce the wind noise, so fingers crossed. I'm out in the front garden. I'm by the bed that I put in the New Zealand cranberry earlier this year, and I'm just going to give it a quick tidy up, and then I'm going to plant some sweet pea that I'd done a while back. Lou's marauding around here somewhere. He keeps climbing all over me and everything, so you probably will see him at some point in time. So here he is. He's full of noise today. He's quite kinky. You going to go say hello to people? No, you're going to hide behind me. It is a bit hot for him. So what I wanted to show you with these, this is an iris that I got given 2 winters ago, so it's its second summer here, and it's just done amazing. It has got a bit of the old green fly on it, unfortunately, but there's green fly everywhere. I was really surprised. It's just prolific. I'm going to probably have to lift it this winter and split it up a bit because it's just starting to take over this corner. But yeah, looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to flower fairly soon, so that'd be great. Hello, Lou. What are you having? You're getting covered in green fly now. Black cat covered in green fly, hey? This is the area I'm going to clean up now and around the cranberry. Lou keeps coming out. Oh, Lou, you're covered in green fly, mate. And I'll just potter along here, and when I get it done and start planting the sweet pea, I'll bring you back. So one of the risks of weeding when Lou's around is that he keeps grabbing my hand when I put it in. So I often end up weeding 2 patches. The one that he's attacking me on, and then I move to another one. And then once he comes to that one, I move back to the other one. But anyway, I've cleaned the weed out here, and why I brought you back was more just to tell you more about the cranberry. So it looks like it's starting to put some underground runners out and new shoots, which is great, and it's leafing up beautifully. So there is a bit of old wood and dead wood that I'll clean off next winter, but at the moment I'm quite happy with it, really. The ground is surprisingly dry considering we had rain last night. It's moist, but it's not wet by any push of the imagination, so that's interesting because we'd had such a wet winter. Raised boxes do drain very quickly, and that is one of the reasons why I've got them, other than the fact that they are great for the fact that I can just sit and garden. I don't have to get down on my hands and knees and then need a hoist to lift me up. But anyway, onto the sweet pea. These have probably been in the pots way too long. These ones are better. This one's looking a bit munted. I'm not sure how well it's going to do. The ends have gone all curly and funny. So these are just the pastel mix. So what I'm going to do is, whoops, sorry, here comes the cat again, plant that one up with the plants, and then I'm going to risk it from a field mouse. I'm actually going to pop some seeds in the ground for the other one, and then I might get a wee bit of a 2 lots of flushes. I mean, the thing with sweet pea, as long as you're picking them and keeping off the pod, in theory they should keep going for quite a while. My problem with the sweet pea is I love them. I love the scent outside, and I actually don't mind the scent inside, but unfortunately other members of the family don't like the scent and don't like the hay fever that they bring on for them. So I tend to pick them frequently and give them away. But yeah. Right, Lou's crashed again underneath the iris, so let's get going. I've got the sweet pea plants in, so that was 2 6 cells in there that I'd done ages ago. As I said, not sure what's going on with the ends, so they were very root bound, so I think it was probably that. I'll give them water in at the moment. I've also planted probably around 30 seeds over at the other obelisk, and they are a mix that's called Old Spice. I have no idea what they look like, so it'll be quite interesting to see how they turn out. These are a pale pastel colour one. I've also got givens from my lovely neighbours, some red ones, which I've got inside that I'm going to grow probably quite separate, so I can see if I can get some more of those seeds. And then I've also got a couple of other packets. One of them lasts for about another 3-4 years, so I'll probably leave them this season and do them again next season in a different place and see how they go. So yeah, quite happy with that. I just need to get the hose and water it in. My arch nemesis, the hose. So and then I'm just going to move on behind me, and we'll have a look at some of my other arch nemesis, the thistle, which keeps coming back no matter how much I dig it out. Okay, so I'm over in the corner of the long bed and the bed that goes up to the arbour, and I have got thistles for Africa here. I'm not quite sure why. I did have one last year which I dug out, and I know we've got a lot of thistles in the surrounding area, and so the birdies poop them into the garden. But I thought I'd got to the thistle before it flowered and spread its seeds, but apparently not. So I have resorted to gloves, and I'm going to try and dig some of these out. There's at least one, if not two, right in the middle of the carnation, the bright pink carnation that's just about to bloom. So I'm going to have to get them. Might have to go around to the other side to get them. I don't think I can lean all the way over there. But I do have, I don't know if you can see them, little bluebells coming out, beautiful. And underneath the thistles is a dianthus called Raggedy Ann, which has got a beautiful pink flower. So I'll clear this up and we'll see what's under there and what needs a bit of TLC. As you can see, the hollyhock has taken off. This is one of the ones that I think, one of the ones I transplanted, or one I cut back anyway over winter. So that's good, it's doing its thing. Managed to get rid of all the thistles. I don't know that I got rid of all the roots. I did try and dig down as far as I could, but it's pretty hard when you're diving into the middle of a dianthus or a carnation. Anyway, I did carry on. I went around the other side, carried on, and I've cleaned that all up, removed a whole lot of self-seeded stuff that was going to potentially threaten some of the more perennials that I've got there that I don't really want growing out this year like I did last year. There is a casualty, well, it's looking particularly unwell, is the rose that I have there. Even though I've cleared it and tried to make it look okay, it is not very happy. So we'll have to see how it goes over summer, if it manages to establish a bit more. If it doesn't, what I might do over winter is dig it out and pot it up into a big pot, and replace it and see how it goes in the big pot. By the by, the blueberry that I did that with some weeks ago is sitting on the deck and it is looking great. Still quite spindly and what have you, but lots of new growth. All those brown spots, 99% of them have gone. It's got flowers on and it's just looking really happy. So definitely happier in the pot than where it was. So maybe with rose, I've got a azalea that I'm going to do the same with in the next week or two, and I've got a pot of hostas which I'll literally just try and flip the whole pot out and pop it in. I'll need to get a bit of family help with that one because it's in that bed that's literally ground level, so I just won't be able to get in and do that easily, so I'll get the family to help that maybe next weekend or Labour weekend. Yeah, I've got a lot of them here, so that's a plan. The other thing I've done is I've had a quick look at the fruit trees, and they all seem, except for the new one, have got fruit on it, but unfortunately my peach tree, and they do this, it's got leaf curl. I'm not great at spraying things, I don't like spraying things, but we'll see how it goes this year, and if need be I might have to spray it over winter. But currently it's looking okay. It's got fruit on it, and other than the leaf curl, yeah. So it's getting a bit warm out here for me, so what I might do now is round it up out here for the day, and then head on into my little potting station. And I've got a whole lot of stock that I want to pot up into 6 cells, and they're starting to get a bit leggy, so I need to actually do that today. So I'll catch you probably tomorrow. The weather's meant to be good for the rest of the week, windy but good, so we'll just play it day by day. But yeah, I've got plenty to do, so happy I've been out here and got this border done today. It's been nagging at me, and now I'll get those stock. Actually, one of the places I'm planning to put the stock is along the border where I've just done the sweet pea in between. Just like little clumps of stock there would be quite nice. They're not evening scented stock. I've planted seed for that, and I can't remember where they're up to at the moment, but these are just plain stock, so yeah, dwarf ones though, so yeah, get them in. Right, catch you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, it's actually Tuesday the 21st. I've skipped Monday. It was just a really busy day, and I just didn't feel up to dragging the recorder around with me, and then I crashed early because of the concussion still playing around, though it's getting way better. But anyway, I thought I would update you re the pumpkins, the courgettes, the cucumbers and the melons, because they've been sitting on the hot pads here for, was it Thursday or Friday? I did them last week, so they've been there about 5-6 days. Yeah, 5-6 days. So they're starting to come up, so that's great. The heat pads have gone off again, but I'm pretty sure that it's down to the fact that even though the probes are in the dirt, that they think it's warm enough because of the sun on top of them. I don't have anywhere else to put them. I could drop the blind, but as some of them are already coming up, they need the light. So yeah, it's one of those things. And it's warm enough in here anyway. But I thought I'd just quickly show you, and then what I'm planning to do in the next few minutes is take you out and we'll do the spuds. Canterbury's due some typical spring weather with howling nor'west, so I'm just going to nip out really early today. It's only about 8:30 at the moment, early for me. So I want to get the spuds covered because they're popping up left, right and centre, and I need to do that before the wind starts howling down the side alley. So I'll just quickly bring the camera in and show you how the seedlings are that we did last week. So there they are. We've got some cucumbers coming up, and we've got cucumbers and some pumpkins over the other side. Not so much the courgettes, they're poking through, but they're just not up yet. You can just see little bits of dirt rising and little bits of green there. So I'm pleased with that. Right, off out to do the spuds. Okay, so we're outside. The wind's already started, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to record out here. I do have the cover on the mic, but it can howl down here and the tripod might wriggle a bit. Now I'll show you where the potatoes are up to at the moment. The ones that I did really early, right back at the beginning of the month, and the ones I did subsequently. And I'm just literally going to top up around them today, so just pop dirt around them, but we'll just talk about which stages that they're at and go through that. So this is one of the pots that I did right at the beginning. I did those 2 pots right at the beginning of the month. I should have probably topped them up I've topped them up once, but I should have topped them up again about 5 days ago when I noticed them, because they're growing rapidly at this time of year. But I will top them right up to the top of the leaves, and that'll probably be it for the thing. They'll be fine, even though I'm covering some of the leaves. They'll survive, not a problem. They'll just keep popping up. These are the ones I did subsequently, and they're just at the right stage to pop the extra dirt over the top of them at the moment, so that's good. These are the ones I also did at the same time as the subsequent one, but they're only just starting to pop through, so I'll give them another few days. I'm also going to give everything a really good water today because it's all looking dry. Right, you're not going to see most of me during this because there's just not a great camera angle, but I'll show you what I'm up to, and I'll do a bit of speedy and we'll get on with it before this wind really kicks in. Okay, so that's the earlies done. With the 2 pots that I had planted right at the beginning of the month, I've topped them up probably as far as I will. I might just give them another handful later on, sorry about the odd angle, just as the pot settles, just to bring them up to probably about 4 to 5 centimetres from the top. Probably don't want them any higher than that. Gives the base a wee bit of shelter from the wind. So yeah, quite happy with that. The other ones I've topped right up to just covering the leaves. I'll bring you in a minute and show you how I've got those. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. So they'll probably get these ones will definitely get another top up in the next week or 2, depending on how much they settle to. So yeah, pretty pleased with those. So yeah, hopefully spuds by Christmas, which is the aim. I'll just bring you in closer and show you the one over here that I did. This was the potato that I was telling you about that just needed topping up a bit more, so quite happy with that one. The other ones I've literally just given a few handfuls to. So we'll go and have a look at the main crop now. As you can see, the main crop is still a fair way behind the other one, which is expected. So I'm just giving them a few handfuls just to cover up the greenery at the moment. I won't do much more recording of this at the moment from now because there's a lot of background noise and I'm just recording this in between it. So yeah, get on with this, and then depending on the day, I'll bring in and we'll do some greenhouse stuff maybe, or some more outside stuff if the wind doesn't pick up significantly. Before I forget, one more thing. This is the Tayberry, and it's doing really well. So probably in the next, sorry about the wind, in the next week or 2, I'll start tying it in. It's still, the branches are still a wee bit small for me to do that yet, but yeah, really pleased with it. It'll get a drink in a minute, and I might be able to show you a couple of other things like the blueberry. which is also the one I dug out and put in a pot. I talked about it I think last week, but I'll try and see if I can show it to you today. Good morning. Well, it is Wednesday the 22nd. And Met Service has just issued a red wind warning for Canterbury and the Plains, did about an hour ago. So they had an orange warning watch out yesterday, so I've been keeping an eye out on what potentially could happen. And it blew, it's been blowing for the last few days, but the red warning is a bit more serious. My place is in a relatively exposed spot, and it does get buffeted definitely by the southerly, but a good nor'wester can hit the house back on. So we're looking at what we need to do to make sure that our property is secure. So red wind warnings aren't very common for Canterbury. Well, red warnings aren't that common, full stop, of any type of weather, so they do need to be taken seriously. Living in Canterbury all my life, well, most of my life, I'm used to the nor'wester and you just work around it, but they've been talking about this one for a few days and its potential, and I always take that sort of thing quite serious. Historically, when I was young, lived through what was known as the Canterbury Big Blow, which happened in August of 1975. And the winds then were horrendous, just to put it mildly. For 6 hours, the winds were described as hurricane force, and I remember the house that we were living in as a child sustained some damage, as did the orchard that my parents had in the back. We had quite a big property as kids, and the orchard sustained damage, as did some of the house. We were lucky though, compared to very many people, we were lucky. But I have quite a number of stuff outside, like I've got my plant stands in the greenhouse and other bits and pieces. So today what I'm planning to do is do some deep watering, but as I do that, I'm actually going to move the plant stands inside the garage, which means I'm going to have to do a bit of tidying up and cleaning up, so that I can fit them in without impeding everything else that goes on in the garage area. You might hear the washing machine going on in the background, sorry about that. But yeah, it's our garage / laundry area, so yeah, I just need to make sure that we can still function and not be impeded by all my plants. It's about 2:30 on Wednesday. It's been a busy old morning and early afternoon. Keep getting distracted from what I was doing. So I've tidied up my work area. I've got the first of the stands in. The others are almost ready to go. I've been watering everything as I'm doing it. And I'm just starting to go out and tie up my raspberry canes, which has been on my get round to it list anyway. Front garden's prepped and ready to go. Just got to do one more sweep of the back garden to make sure everything is off the deck that could fly. So yeah, greenhouse is sorted. I've cleaned up with the help of the family, I've cleaned up where I store all my pots and things. Most of them are now stored in the greenhouse. So unless the greenhouse goes, they should be fine. Yeah, getting there. So probably another stint on getting the plants inside and the stands in, and then that will be sorted. And yeah, but we'll go out and have a wee look at what I've done and how things are setting up ready for the red wind warning for tomorrow. So work area is all tidied up, got the stand in there, and got plenty of room to put a next stand in. I'll see if I can gently move this without causing too much of a wriggle. So got more room there for more stands. And then I'll be able to put in anything else like my wheelbarrows and what have you, because they'll potentially become a flying object. So happy with that. Done a big clean up and tidy up here of everything. Had lots of pots sitting there, big pots ready to go into the greenhouse. And also the top shelf of that stand that you can see is normally what I call my dead plant zone. So anything that's dead goes up there, and eventually I get around to tidying it up, which I have done today. So that's good. This area here is usually where I have the 3 stands. One's gone and I've just been watering, and I will get the other stuff into the house or into the garage in the next hour or so. So the greenhouse is ready to go, sorted. I have hubby locked the vent down yesterday, and everything's ready in here. I'm using it as a bit of a storage area where I was going to start my capsicums and tomatoes off as I start transitioning from all the seedlings going out. So happy with that. Now just got to hope that the greenhouse survives the strong winds. It's in a fairly sheltered spot. It does get the southerly, but so far the only thing that's gone west in the severe southerly gales is the vents, and that was when they were both auto vents. One's now a manual vent with a lockdown screw thing, so that's good, and we've learnt to be more careful with the other auto vent, and that's locked down, so fingers crossed. And this is the raspberry canes. Some of them, as you can see, are all over the place, so I'm just going to tie them in now. I've got a few extra stakes as well, and get them sorted so that they don't get bashed or broken tomorrow. Well, any more bashed or broken. I mean, there's always the risk. It doesn't matter how well I tie them down. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So I'll leave that for today, and I'll update you tomorrow about how things have gone. Good morning. Well, it is Friday the 24th, and it's the day after the forecasted windstorm, and we have been very lucky here. So many places got absolutely trashed, but where we were, it was windy, but it wasn't the ferocity that other places got. It's a lovely calm morning here, and it's just after 9 o'clock. I'm going to spend the day putting everything back that I brought in, giving everything a good water because it was really hot yesterday and the day before, so things need to be given a good drink. And if time plays out, then I will get down the side alley or into the front garden and get a bit of gardening done. But basically, today will be a re-established day for everything that I normally have outside, and declutter the greenhouse, which I use for storage and things, for stopping things flying around. So yeah, that will be today, and I will catch up with you later with a coffee and a chat about what else we did this week. Good morning. Well, it is Sunday the 26th. I'm way behind again. I am still editing this week's video, but yeah, it's just been one of those weeks. I've just been really busy, and things have just got in the way to get things done this week. First, a couple of things. Sorry if you can hear the lawnmower in the background, but hubby's decided he's out mowing the lawn come hell or high water. And yeah, I'm healing really well. So just a wee patch on the nose, forehead's done, 99% of the bruising's gone. Yeah, feeling really good about it. So one of the things I've come to conclusion is that I can't wear my jandals out on the front drive anymore. I wear them because despite the fact that we asked for soft-ish round stones in the aggregate, they stuck sharp stuff in, and it's really hard on your feet. And I've got really tough feet because I'm barefoot most of the time, but I find that just on there I need a bit more help. But anyway, almost had another wee slip, but it was just a side slip the other day, and I thought, yep, no, can't do this. So I put a post on New Zealand Gardening on a Budget, which I'm one of the admins for, and I just got loads and loads of suggestions. So I'm going to have a look at them this week and might make a few suggestions next week's vlog. So yeah, that's one of the things that are going on there. So one of the things that really took up my time this week was the red wind warning, and we were so lucky here. We got win, but nothing compared to what we had in the past. And actually the Tuesday, because the red wind warning was for the Thursday, but the Tuesday was more blustery here than it was on the Thursday. But some areas have just got absolutely trashed. I mean, further north Canterbury, Southland, Dunedin, all those areas, and Wellington as well. You know, it's just been one of the windiest weeks in a long time for the whole country. So wherever you are, if you got affected by the wind, I hope you're okay. So the thing that took me so long was because this week was because I took the precaution of moving a lot of my seedlings that I have out on those shelves and things back inside, well, into the garage, and all my pots and things into the greenhouse. Of course, as I've moved them all in, now they all have to be moved back out, so it takes me a while to get all that sort of stuff done. So yeah, that's taken a good part of the latter half of the week for me. Lou's just arrived. So the other thing that we did was have a look at the spuds. So topped up the ones that I planted right at the beginning of the month, and also partially topped up all the other ones, so that's good. I just need to keep a closer eye on them because I tend to forget that they're there except for when I'm watering, and then I think I'll go back and do it, but yeah. So I'm just going to need to be a wee bit more mindful that in the next couple of weeks I just need to check them a bit more often. While we were doing the spuds, we took a quick peek at the Tayberry, which is doing really, really well. In the next 2-ish weeks or so, I'll have another real good look at it, and it hopefully will have long enough stems for me to tie in. But at the moment, it's doing quite well. Last Sunday, I took on the front bed and started battling the thistles that were there. I'm not sure how the thistles arrived in that bed. I'm pretty sure it wasn't within the soil that I put in there. I think it's either blown in or a birdie has pooped them in. And despite the fact that I have in the past dug them out and tried to dig all the root out, they still just keep coming back. So I'm just going to have to be really mindful this year of trying to get on top of them a bit more. Last year I probably let them go a bit, didn't notice them for a long time, and then they did get away. They didn't actually flower, so there shouldn't be any more seed in there. So the new thistles may just be coming in from the local environment. I planted some sweet pea and both established plants and some seeds. The seeds haven't started coming up yet, it's still a bit early, but the plants seem to be doing okay, so that's good. I'd just like to thank everyone who's subscribed to date, and if you can, please subscribe, share with your friends and family. You know, I'm got the goal of trying to get to 1,000 subs by my 25th vlog, which is only a couple of weeks away, so it would be amazing if I could get there. I am planning something for the 25th vlog, even though it's 25 not 26, which would be the halfway mark. 25 sort of sounded a better number, but what I'll do is let you know next week what actually I'll be doing. It'll be in the form of something like a little competition, but I've just got to make sure that I follow YouTube's rules, etc. Around that, and also that it's actually feasible to do, because while there's quite a lot of stuff that you can look at stat wise and what have you, some of the stuff isn't easy to do in the background because of people's personal settings on their actual YouTube's their own personal YouTube site. Right, I'm going to finish my coffee and head in and get the rest of this vlog finished and edited, and then I'm going to head out here into the back garden because it has got a weigh on me big time. Just all my spring veg has bolted, so I'm going to come in here and just wipe everything out. I've arranged for a family member to do all the processing of the veggies for me, so I'm just going to harvest and they're going to wash, clean and process them up for me so that they can be in the fridge and or freezer. That will just allow me to have more time to focus in on the garden itself rather than spend a wee bit of time in the garden and a lot of time processing, because when you grow veg you've got to do something with it, and it does, you know, homegrown veg does take a wee bit more to process than what you do when you walk into a shop, grab something and walk out. So I hope you have a really good, productive week. Spring's amazing. There's so much going on. Stay safe in your garden and have an enjoyable time there. So I'm going to say bye for now, and we'll catch up again next vlog. Cheers.